Good to have you with us. You're watching the news. I'm Avni Raja. We're making a start here with the unprecedented dengue spike in Delhi. Now, Delhi has recorded over 7,100 cases so far this year, with nearly 5,600 of them recorded in November alone. This is the highest case count that the national capital has seen since the big dengue outbreak in 2015. Nearly 1,850 cases have been recorded in the last 1 week. Fortunately, no fresh fatalities due to dengue reported in the last week. Now, in 2015, the national capital witnessed a massive outbreak of dengue as well. The number of dengue cases back then were reported about 10,600 in October itself, making it the worst outbreak in the national capital since 1996. Alok joining us for more details here. Alok, dengue cases continuing to rise as far as Delhi is concerned, slowly inching towards the last high that we saw back in 2015. What can you tell us the situation as far as the hospitals are concerned at this point?
Well, it is a vector-borne disease, and every year it comes. And this year it has come, and for long duration, the problem is over there in the national capital. What the health experts are telling to us that the reason of this spike is the rainfall, because if you see that last month also Delhi and in the NCR region we saw heavy rainfall for two to 3 days. And that perhaps is the reason, because the mosquito usually breed when there is the stagnant water. So the breeding is still continue, and the temperature is still not dipping, means that winter is onset, winter has started, but the temperature which is supposed to be come down, that is still not coming down. So that is why the mosquitoes, these dengue mosquitoes are still over there. And that perhaps is the reason this spike we are seeing in the national capital. Now, till 20th of November, more than 7,000 cases have been reported. However, in last 4 or 5 years, in 2015, that it has already crossed the record of 2015 when the cases had come around 4,000. So now it is being advised by the doctors to the people, those who are coming out of their house. Whenever they are coming out, they should wear the full sleeves cloth, and also wear masks and other and other precautionary measures. They should take care. We have to see that how the situation will pan out. But right now, Delhi is witnessing the cases, very high cases of dengue. Back to you.
All right, Alok, thank you so much for joining us with those details. Let me straight go across to Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, who's joining us at this point on Mirana. Thank you very much, Dr. Bagai, for speaking to us. Your assessment of the situation, in fact, we've been tracking this for the past few weeks, and you know, the expert view was that as we get closer to the end of November, we should see the cases starting to decline, but that's not really happening here.
Good afternoon. So I think it's a mix of delayed monsoons, high humidity. There is still ample amount of water bodies which are stagnant in and around most of the residential areas. And the mosquitoes have an incubation period of breeding. We know that dengue takes 5 to 7 days as a prodromal incubation phase, and then 5 to 7 days of what we call as symptomatic, and then it plateaus. So I think we have to have a very high index of suspicion of all fevers. Every fever, especially during this last 2 years, need not be COVID. We have seen a lot of patients not only with dengue, but chikungunya-like illnesses, dengue-like illnesses, and indeed malaria. So this is a vector-borne disease. We know that it can cause a great deal of harm, especially in the elderly and the small children. There are 4 different strains, what we call as dengue 1, 2, 3, and 4. The simple message is to avoid stagnation of water, not only at home, but in and around in the immediate neighborhood, to cover the exposed parts of the body. Do not self-medicate. If there is any fever, especially with headache, vomiting, abdominal pain, loose motion, vomiting, any rash, please consult your doctor. Don't take home remedies, and only rely on simple paracetamol at home.
Yes, absolutely, Dr. Bagai. Some important points that you've listed out there and precautionary measures that need to be taken to ensure that the cases, those who contract dengue, doesn't get worse. But in terms of the situation in Delhi, you know, the hospitals as well, some of them were seeing a little bit of pressure in terms of the influx of new cases coming in. What would you say is the situation currently?
I think we are seeing a surge still. The real advice is that all patients with dengue-like, or even confirmed dengue need not be admitted. Almost 90-95% of them can be very well managed at home with adequate amounts of fluid, good nutrition, and control of fever. There is no magical drug for dengue. What is extremely important is irrational use of antibiotics should be avoided, and combination painkillers and fever medicines should be avoided, especially aspirin, brufen, and nemucilide. These destroy platelet count. These can be, most of the cases, like I said, in vast majority can be managed at home. Only the very severe critical cases and with low platelet or with multi-organ involvement need hospitalization.
All right. And of course, like you pointed out, some of the reasons are the delayed monsoons and, of course, winter also setting in, which are contributing to this rise in cases. And we're already inching towards the last time this was, the high number of cases that we saw back in 2015. Do you think that we will sort of continue to see this kind of a surge going forward, or will we now slowly start seeing the cases tapering off?
I think the cases will taper off towards end of the month. The temperatures are dipping, but not to that level which will stop the breeding of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes require a more temperate and a humid environment. So another week, 10 days, or maybe up to 14, 15 days would be critical to tide over. But in the meantime, we have to be on extreme guard. And we need a very, very strong public awareness campaign so that people are not overwhelmed with COVID, but also realize that fever are of other origins.
Yes, and Dr. Bugai, my last question to you, for our viewers, you could sort of list down the checklist, what one needs to be aware about, because not only are we dealing with the dengue spike, COVID is still not gone, so there is likely to be that confusion. What should one really watch out for when looking at, when one falls sick, so to speak?
Yeah, so in terms of prioritizing bullet points as carry-home message for the viewers is, please cover the exposed parts of the body, even at home, especially the children. The hands and the legs occupy a very large surface area of the body as compared to adults. Make sure that there is no stagnation of water, especially in and around plants at home. The immediate microenvironment outside the house, near the roads and things, we should get it cleaned. Inform the local authorities to get your sewage areas desilted, to have it deep from the mosquito breeding point of view. The message is look out for fever, especially high-grade fever associated with headache, especially in and around the eyes. Watch for rash. Very often the rash is coming after the fever subsides. So this could be a misleading sign that the infection has gone away. No, it has not gone away. When the fever dips, the rash comes. Do not take any home remedies. Do not take any alternative medicine. Please consult your doctor. There is no need to panic. And like I said, 90-95% of the cases of dengue are very mild and transient. The timing of the test is important. Don't rush into a battery of tests. The NS1 antigen is a gold standard to diagnose it in the initial stages. Don't do it within the first 2-3 hours of fever. It starts coming positive towards the end of day 1 of fever and remains positive for the first 5 to 7 days. Look out for any other miscellaneous signs, loose motions and vomiting, hydration. Especially the elderly with comorbids and smaller children require adequate amount of hydration, because the dengue causes your blood to get concentrated. So your hemoglobin goes up. It's a false elevation of hemoglobin, which eats away the platelets. So look out for simple blood values as prescribed by the doctor, and just make sure that any early symptom is not missed.
Yes, absolutely, Dr. Bugai. Thank you so much for joining us, and especially that checklist as far as viewers are concerned, important to increase awareness at this point in time.